City.
Last night, Milwaukee pitcher Yovani Gallardo used power and pitching finesse to snap the Padres' home winning streak. Veteran John Garland, 2-2, gets the call today, fresh from his best performance of the year. Oh, no, don't go away. It's a soothing Sunday of Padres baseball coming up. How lucky are we? A beautiful day in our fine city, San Diego. One of the terrific ballparks in the country. Petco ready to entertain us as the Milwaukee Brewers and San Diego Padres close out this 4-game weekend series. And hello, everyone. Dick Enberg along with Mark Grant. There's still an after effect, the reverberations from last night. Adrian Gonzalez being tossed for the first time in his major league career, arguing over a ball and strike count. 8 different Padres called out on strikes, an inordinate amount of strikeouts. And hopefully today order will be restored.
Calm heads will prevail, and we'll have a nice argument-free ball game. But tensions were high last night, and when we looked at the strike zone, I reviewed this whole game last night on the way home, and I thought, if the strike zone is going to be like that, hitters have to be more aggressive. So to take those called third strikes and go back to the dugout, that's tough. So if ever that happens again, hitters are going to have to be much more aggressive, and then maybe it'll be a different outcome.
Well, the manager, Bud Black, has really shuttled his lineup around, juggled, and we've got a different look, and we'll get to that later. But one man that will be on the mound, and he's done his best pitching in his last 3 games, hasn't he? John Garland.
John Garland's been throwing the ball extremely well, and when you look as a club, the Padres, when John Garland has started the last 3 times, 3-0. So let's go in the time machine. And what was working for John Garland in Florida, his last start, where he struck out 10 in 6 innings? It was the breaking ball. He threw it for a strike. Early on, I feel like he was really trying to nitpick with that and having guys kind of chum for it on the outside part of the plate. And these are great numbers the last 3 starts. The one thing that jumps out, the opponent's batting average. So breaking balls for strikes, and this is a team that's built for Petco Park. The speed, playing hit and run. We've talked about that. But for pitchers, this is a great ballpark for a guy like John Garland. The ball might have a tendency to jump today because of the weather, and it's going to be a little warmer, but I think this ballpark was built for a pitcher like John Garland.
All right, let's take a look at the pitching matchup for this 4th game of the series. Randy Wolf, the veteran left-hander, a crafty one he is, former Padre, looks for his 3rd win of the year. Garland 2-2. Here at Petco, he's allowed only 1 earned run in 12 innings, in the last 12 innings. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Papa John's. Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. price in town. Get a 4-year guarantee. Call 1-800-901-1102 Corky's. John Garland, 30 years of age, from Granada Hills, California. 2-2 on the season, as you can see, with an opponent's batting average of .240. He has walked more batters than normal, 15. Usually he's up around the top 10 in terms of not giving him the free pass, but was solid in Florida and got better as the game progressed. And he's that kind of pitcher that his troubles usually occur first, second innings, and once he gets in rhythm, he's tough to beat.
And hopefully he gets over those walk troubles as the season goes on. You'd rather have a little blip on the radar screen early in the year, especially the way this club has been playing. John has been pitching well lately, and hopefully he just goes off like his last start in Florida, where he struck out 10 in 6 innings. The two-seamer, he'll get a lot of ground balls, and this is a team that likes to swing the bat, so they might be swinging at some bad pitches out of the zone.
They've got 6 left-handed hitters in the lineup against Garland. As you can see, it's Military Sunday as we salute the men and women in our military, particularly today, U.S. Coast Guard. Nice little touch. They had 9 Coast Guard members on the field, and as each Padre was introduced at his defensive position, they came out, shook hands, and replaced the Coast Guard. Nice. Garland will face Ricky Weeks, Craig Counsell, and Ryan Braun in the Milwaukee first inning. Weeks with a long home run that won it last night in a 2-1 game. He and Gallardo, the pitcher, with solo homers. The only run scored by Milwaukee was the first time they've won a game all year when scoring 3 runs or less. They were 0-10 until last night, breaking the 8-game home winning streak of San Diego. So we're set to go. Garland sends it up there, and we're underway. .69 degrees at game time. Weeks hitting .265. His homer last night is 4th. There's a strike called by veteran Joe West. Angel Hernandez at first, Paul Schreiber at second, and Rob Drake at third. Foul back. Get it off my chest. Rob Drake, I felt sorry for him when I drove home last night. You know, he's going to go back to the hotel and really feel badly that he had a bad game. You know, we all have bad days, and his strike zone was not logical. Mm-hmm. And when you throw out a man like Adrian Gonzalez, something's wrong with you. I mean, he's never been thrown out in his entire Major League career. We talked to Adrian. He said, I never used any curse words. I just said, hey, those are balls. Come on, it's 2-1. We're trying to win this game.
Yeah, I'm sure umpires go over the games like you mentioned, Dick, as well as ball players do. They review themselves and they critique themselves.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Curveball gets Ricky Weeks, who has struck out more than any Brewer. That's his 32nd. Well, let's go back to last night, and here is that incident. Ball that Gonzalez thought was inside. He had thought in the previous bat, and it was a quick trigger as Rob Drake tossed him, and then later Buddy Black. And often when umpires are having a bad day, then that's when you get the technical fouls in basketball. Sure. You get ejected in baseball. Yeah, Another day. It's Sunday, and things will be better.
That's right. Umpiring is a tough gig. You know, it's a thankless job. And there are a lot of good ones out there. The guy behind the plate, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Joe West. I think he's a darn good ball strike umpire, out safe umpire, knows the rules.
Strike. That one just catching a piece of the black on the outside corner, and Counsell with that exasperated reaction. He's hitting .317, this left-handed hitting veteran. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another curveball from John Garland. Now he comes with a slider at 87. 2-2.
If you need a refresher course on Garland, sinker, slider, cutter, curveball, changeup, kitchen sink, disposal, refrigerator. He throws everything up there.
Mix master. He bounces this one, and the count is full. That was the changeup. Ryan Braun, sizzling hitter for Milwaukee on deck.
He had Counsell 0-2, and you can see the mindset of John Garland trying to have Craig Counsell swing at a bad pitch out of the zone, but he's too good of a hitter. He's got a great eye for the strike zone. Craig Counsell does.
Hits that one to left field, slicing and foul. When he struck out 10, Garland, in just 6 innings in Florida's last outing, that tied his career high going 7 years back. So he really was on top of his game. Fly ball left field, and once again that'll be out of play.
You know what was impressive about John Garland in that Florida start? His strikeouts didn't come till later. It wasn't like out of the chute the first 2-3 innings, like he was punching everybody out. It was later through the lineup, second, third time around. That was very impressive.
Checking a sign from Torrealba. Hit hard, a base hit to right into the gap, but cut off nicely by Scott Hairston, who's playing right field today. And Counsell, oh, he's been a solid veteran for so many years. What a good stroke. Here's a look at the Brewers lineup. The beer batters, as they call them in Milwaukee. Weeks, Counsell, and Braun. In the middle of the lineup, Fielder, McGee, and Garrett. England in the lineup in right field today. George Kataris behind the plate, and Wolf. Pretty good hitting pitcher, batting ninth. Ken Mucka juggling his lineup to put 6 left-handed bats against John Garland. In turn, Bud Black has only 1 left-handed bat, 8 right-handers against Randy Wolf, the southpaw. Braun hits it high in the middle of the infield. Coming down from first is Blank. Headley from third. It's Blank with the bigger glove and the bigger body.
That's a home run in a phone booth.
That was up the elevator shaft. Here's the Padres defensive lineup, brought to you by Tiger Turf, the world's best-selling synthetic turf. Visit mytigerturf.com today. New look, Headley at third, Hairston at short. Sawatsky making his major league debut. 24-year-old from Massachusetts. Kyle Blank starts at first, as Tony Gonzalez given a day off, at least as a starter. Salazar, Gwynn, and Hairston in the outfield. Torrealba behind the plate. Prince Fielder takes a strike on the inside corner. Lance Sawatsky, you think there aren't some nerves going through that body.
He's playing the old rover position in slow pitch softball. He's out there in shallow right field on the shift. What a good kid, too. Had a chance to talk to him his first day called up in the dugout. Ear-to-ear smile for the youngster.
3 years at San Diego State, so he's familiar with the area. Pounded back to Garland. Well played by the pitcher, and the Brewers are gone in the first. It'll be Gwynn, Hairston, and Headley. Bottom half of the first for the Padres. Is that a picture of San Diego or what?
We are so lucky, aren't we?
And they're watching Channel 4 and the SAP broadcast brought to you by Carl's Jr. Try the Big Country Breakfast Burrito with eggs, hash browns, and savory sausage gravy. They wave their sails. You know, they have a set down inside and some enjoying the sun, watching the game. All right, Randy Wolf, 33. Veteran southpaw, 2-1 this year with a 3.34 ERA. The opponents with a pretty good batting average against him, 273. And it's Tony Gwynn to lead it off, the only left-handed bat in the lineup for Bud Black today. Gwynn's been getting on base. Of course, always a threat to steal, has 5 stolen bases. Well, Wolf, much like John Garland, he's got every pitch as well, right?
He does. He will throw any of his pitches at any time. That's a good point. Throws a fastball, a curveball, a slider, and a change. Randy Wolf is not overpowering. But what he will do is he'll off-speed hitters, and then he'll try to sneak that fastball. He's not afraid to come in the inside part of the plate to righties or lefties alike.
Pins that one outside, 2-1.
He works quickly as well, and you have to love that.
Los Angeles area as he grew up. Misses downstairs 3-1 with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball.
Now we know that umpires are different, right? Now I would believe that pitch last night would be called a strike.
And it was on Gwynn. One of the many that were debated. Lays that pitch right in there. 87 again with a fastball. Had some nice movement to it. 3-2 to Tony Gwynn. Oh my, Gwynn was on his way to first base, and that one looked a little bit outside, at least from our point of view, and Gwynn's.
Well, let's take a look. The magic of television and replay. You know, it's kind of tough to tell with that glare on home plate with the sun. Yeah, it's very hard to tell where home plate is from that replay vantage point there.
So a strikeout called, and that was the pattern last night when 8 of the 14 Padres who struck out were called out on strikes.
I think the bottom line is, you know, I'm not a hitter, but you talk to hitters, if they're going to be strike zones like that, you got to be aggressive and swing at anything close.
Jerry Hairston takes a strike.
And I know hitters don't like to do that because they don't get their best swing on a certain pitch.
You know, umpires are paid for their knowledge of the strike zone and the pressure that goes with calling every pitch. But ball players are under pressure too.
Sure.
They've spent their entire career learning the strike zone and what they can hit and what they can't hit. And so when you get an umpire that isn't in that frame of reference and experience, then your game's thrown off.
Adrian getting the night off.
I'm anxious to see what that pitch track said about the Gwynn strikeout. 2-1. Check swing roller to the right side. Weeks is there and Hairston is out. Let's go back to the called strike 3 on Gwynn to start the game.
It looked like it was a breaking ball from 88. That was a fastball off the plate, according to pitch track.
Let's hope that is the continuation of what we experienced last night.
And you know what? Randy Wolf is good enough to spot that fastball back out there, so he'll probably go back out there with regularity.
Chase Headley moved up to the 3rd spot in the batting order with Adrian Gonzalez rested at least from the starting lineup, and Scott Hairston hitting 4th, where Headley has been positioned all of the season, hitting .340 among the league leaders. Most of his work done from the left side, and in fact his April average of .322, and he's boosted that with a 3-for-4 last night. .322 is the best month of hitting in Headley's young major league career. There's a jammer.
Yeah, you know, that's that slider that Randy Wolf throws. He likes to bury that into the hands of the right-handed hitters. It looks like it's going to be right down the plate, the middle of the plate. The hitter commits, and before you know it, it's down by the label or down by the knuckles.
32 hits for Headley. That's 5th best in the National League coming into Sunday play. Watch out. Padres starting today, a half game in front of San Francisco. The Giants are hosting Colorado. The Rockies then will come down here for 3. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. Good news and the bad news for the Padres is that Ubaldo Jimenez, the no-hit pitcher for Colorado, will be seen here tomorrow night. So we're going to see a great pitcher. The bad news is, why isn't he pitching against San Francisco today?
Yeah.
So the rotation works that Padres will get the Rockies' best tomorrow night. Swung on and missed, jammed him. So 2 strikeouts for Wolf and an easy 1-2-3 first inning. No score. A reminder, folks, in 2 weeks on Saturday, May 15th, it'll be the National League West rival Dodgers here, 5:35, usual Saturday night time. And the first 25,000 of you fans in the game can show your pride with the Padres BDLA t-shirt presented by Welk Resorts. Visit Padres.com. Get your tickets today. Dodgers coming in 2 weeks.
You know, we saw that skyline shot. I want a place downtown. You got a few bucks, Mr. Enberg? You can.
Why don't we just pool our resources?
We'll go in and buy a place?
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Get the whole Channel 4 group, and we'd all have a little hangout. Ground ball by McGee to his opposing third baseman. Headley throws him out. Lance Sawatsky out there at second base. We were watching him in that first inning, and he was checking the sun. He's got a tough Sun field there. Wants to make sure he uses that glove. Then he went into the dugout and talked with David Eckstein. Eckstein trying to give him advice from all of his experience. And then Paul Navarro, the assistant trainer, painting him up with that eye black, some glasses, and he'll be set to go.
I think I saw Paulie Navarro working at the makeup counter at Nordstrom. See where he was putting that stuff on? It's pretty darn good.
Broken bat up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Another shattered bat. The barrel goes all the way out to the mound area between the mound and first base as Jody Garrett has a base hit. So 2 of the left-handers, Counsell and Garrett, with base knocks.
Well, you know the sinker's working, the two-seamer's working for John Garland when you see this. Sure, it's a base hit, but a shattered bat off the end of the bat, and it's a grounder. It just happened to find a hole. More times than not, I think John Garland will get the grounder to one of his defenders on the infield for an out.
Again, those maple bats, and why the players, maybe that's one of the reasons they favor the maple bat. The old ash bat, if it would have broken in half, you wouldn't get a ground ball single to center.
That's a good point. Even though your point is, even though the bat cracks, you still get a solid swing on it, and the ball comes off the bat with greater force as with an ash bat. That's a good point.
Joe Inglet hitting .333 the first time he started in the series. Then used primarily as a pinch hitter by the Brewers. One out single, Jody Garrett. Strike as he bluffed the bunt. Inglet's been up only 15 times with 5 hits. 3 for 12 as a pinch hitter. So this is his second start.
Said, you know, you smell maybe a hit and run here or putting the runner in motion. That's why John Garland's trying to keep Jody Garrett close to second base.
Right. Garrett has not stolen the base yet this year. Garland jumps in front 0-2. See the Brewers 40-year logo celebrating their anniversary since first coming from Seattle.
Yeah, I love those pilot uniforms.
Seattle Pilots in '69 playing at Six Stadium, the old Six Stadium. Didn't quite make it and moved on to Milwaukee, where fans in the Brew City with open arms brought Major League Baseball back to that city. It's a line drive into the gap left center field. Center fielder cuts it off and they throw to second base and get him. Tony Gwynn. As the Brewers, Inglet was anticipating that that throw might come into third. Took a big turn at first. Gwynn able to fire the strike in and nail Inglet. Garrett moving to third.
Salazar tried to cut that ball off, but like a center fielder should, Tony Gwynn on top of things, backing him up. And this is a perfect one-hop strike to Zawadzki. And that's an outski.
You couldn't wait. Well, that makes him feel good. Zawadzki, he's in the game, has himself a putout. So 2 outs and a runner at third. And the batter is George Kataris, the left-handed hitting catcher. Somewhat surprising, even though he's played the last couple of nights. Greg Zohn's not in there because his lifetime average against Garland is .407.
Yeah, I saw that also in the notes. You know, each day we get notes and pitchers and hitters and what they've done in their career. I was kind of scratching my head as well.
That pitch just missed. 2-1 to Kataris. Runner at third. 2 outs here in the top of the second. No score. John Garland working on the veteran catcher. 3-1 with the pitcher Randy Wolf due next. Wolf, all he's done this year with the bat is 6 for 13, so beware. Full count. Change up on 3-1.
That's pitching right there. Pitching backwards. Fastball count. You pulled the string a little bit. Breaking ball. Another breaking ball fouled off. And you know what? With the pitcher drew up next. Now Randy Wolf is no slouch himself with the bat. But you might see another breaking ball here. First base open. Set up a force at first or second base.
His career 98 base hits for Randy Wolf. in the dirt, ball 4. First walk from Garland. Runners at the corners, and Wolf steps in. 6 for 13 with a bat to start this season. As we said, 98 hits in his career, 5 of them home runs. Of course, it was Giovanni Gallardo last night getting the Brewers on the board in the 3rd inning with a leadoff home run against Matt Latos. Line draw. Oh, what a play. Oh, my. Garland's self-defense sneer. And the inning is over. That was headed for center field and a run for the Brewers. Now, that's no way for pitcher to treat pitcher. Home Depot doing more on defense. Watch how Garland, when he follows through the position he's in to make the play. If he's fallen off the mound there, Mud, then he can't come up with that. That thing was hit right on the nose. Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power, you know, of Home Depot.
And that was a power play by John Garland. Both his feet were square towards home plate. You're absolutely right. A good fielding position. And it's amazing what the human body can do to react like that, isn't it?
I mean, we're talking 1/10 of a second.
Man.
So Garland helps himself. That was a run for the Brewers. It could have been a big inning for Milwaukee. A couple of hits and a runner thrown out at second base, and then the defensive stab by Garland. And now we're to the cleanup man, hitting cleanup for the first time, I would guess, in a long time. Scott Hairston, batting .250 with 3 home runs. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Now, Randy Wolf is the same type of pitcher like John Garland, who always has himself in a good fielding position. As soon as he throws that ball, he is square towards home plate, ready to defend up the middle. He doesn't fall off to the side, always under control.
Reaching out to waste that pitch, Hairston. Last year, just as a reminder, Scott, working half a year here and then traded up to Oakland, had pretty good numbers. 265 combination of the two teams, 17 home runs and 64 runs batted in. And he's late on that fastball. Threw it by him at 88. 3 strikeouts of the first 4 men to face Wolf.
Well, I know we just got done with the Home Depot play. I'm wondering, Randy Wolf, wondering where the ladder section is, because he went up the ladder to Scott Hairston, up and away for that strikeout. The top rung.
All the while painting the strike zone.
See where you're going there.
Yeah,
Nice one.
Man, you got all those aisles, you know, at the Home Depot. And I go every aisle.
Love that place.
Kyle Blanks late on that swing. Kyle, who has had difficulty making contact, 30 strikeouts, hitting 188. So of the 69 at bats, 30 have been strikeouts. You just like to see him. Hey, just take a rip at everything. Just don't hold back.
You know, you make a good point. I'll make a point after this pitch. And I'm not a hitting coach, but you look at the physique of Kyle Blanks. If I'm a pitcher and I see him going after fastballs early in the count with aggression, I mean, coming out of his shoes, you think of Dave Kingman. You take the big hitters through Major League Baseball, right?
1-1. They're throwing him a lot of soft stuff.
Yeah. I think with that mindset, being aggressive fastballs early, then Kyle Blanks will get more walks because pitchers are going to be a little bit more lenient to throw him strikes early in the count. And then they will start to nitpick, and then he will get his walks.
The other part about Blanks' travails here early is that swung a lot of pitches that have been bouncing up there, and they're kind of half swings. He's been fooled, can't stop his swing. As long as you're going to be up there, to go ahead and take the big cut at it. And he's out of there again. Called on the inside corner. All right. Randy Wolf, a little strikeout symphony here. 4 strikeouts out of 5 batters.
There's that fastball I was talking about earlier. Not afraid to throw it inside or to the lefties or the righties. That is a freeze fastball. Great frame job by Kataris.
Well, if there is one statistic and pattern that is disturbing to Bud Black, it's the fact that his team strikes out more than any other National League team but one. They've struck out over 200 times already this year. 14 last night. Tough to generate offense when that K is pounded into the book. 2 outs to Torrealba. 2-0. Jorvit hitting 286. Home run in Florida. 7 runs batted in. Played in the opener of this series. Had a couple of hits and a walk, 2 for 3. Change up 3-0. Knocked in 3 runs on Thursday night in the 9-0 win. Pounds that fastball at 85 for the automatic strike. 3-1. Ball 4. So the first base runner, Torrealba, 2 outs here in the second, and Oscar Salazar steps up. Pachi Salazar.
Yeah. Talked to Oscar last year and talked with some of the other players on the team that have played winter ball and from Venezuela. That's his nickname down there, Cachi. And they said it's in Venezuelan slang, it means armadillo. Maybe he's got that hard shell, you know.
But he's got soft feet. You know, he says he loves to dance. He's
Really?
a man of rhythm. Have you ever seen a dancing armadillo? No.
Get out of the way of a Texas freeway. Get out of the way of a truck. Seen some armadillo roadkill back in the Texas League days.
Didn't dance fast enough.
No.
So Randy Wolf falls behind 2-0 to Salazar, and after walking Torrealba, catcher Kataris out to talk just to break this little pattern of the veteran southpaw.
Hey, Randy's a competitor. I mean, we know him as a Padre, and great guy to have on your staff. The Brewers think so much of him. They signed him that 3-year deal.
3
years, $29.7 million for Randy Wolf.
So 7 balls in the last 8 pitches. There's the strike, just as with Torrealba on 3-0, he threw a strike. Now let's see a 3-1. If Salazar will be swinging. He is. A high fly ball to right field. Right at Joe Englert. Couple of steps back and the inning is over. No runs, a man left after 2 here at Petco, no score. And we salute the military today. Duty, honor, education. Ashford University supporting our military. And the men and women from Camp Pendleton. There's looking down from the upper deck in the right field corner, enjoying the action.
Have you ever been up to the upper deck? It's a pretty neat little seat up there.
You know what I like about baseball is if you have time, and of course you have access, to go and sit in every inning, sit in a different seat in a different section. First pitch by John Garland is a strike to the leadoff man, Ricky Weeks. You really see different game. You go to the upper deck left field corner. You go down low behind first base. You where we're located, you know, behind home plate high. You know, they're different games, and it's one of the many charming aspects of baseball. And of course, you got to have some peanuts, made a little candy. This is a big day to get out of get out and enjoy some baseball, get out of camp. Weeks powered one deep into the bullpen in left center field last night. Proved to be the game winner, a solo off Matt Latos in the 5th inning. His size, he has tremendous power. There's a strike. He does strike out a lot, and he has struck out twice today.
Just a nice, easy fastball on the outside corner. Nothing overpowering at all. That just goes to show you, folks, the located fastball is one of the best pitches in baseball. Yeah, free and easy, outside corner, two-seamer comes back. Got him looking.
Craig Counsell lined a single to right field his first at bat. Tried to check a swing. The slider caught the inside edge. Boy, look at the gang out there in the picnic area, out in the park. Huh?
It's packed.
High fly ball toward them, but not deep enough. Scott Hairston grabs the second out.
What a great atmosphere out there at the park Bring a blanket, bring a sack lunch.
Bring your radio. You can listen to our pals over on 1090.
Yeah, we see you out there. I think we're on the big board out there. Give us a wave out there.
Yeah, there they are. Look at that. Not too many open spaces.
Yeah.
Good to have you aboard here on this Sunday. How good is that to enjoy a Sunday in the sun in San Diego, ball game, be with your friends and family?
Did you have your hot dog today?
Not yet. I'm going to save it for the 7th inning stretch.
Nice.
Yeah, it's some kind of a Sunday tradition I have. Ryan Braun popped up, and that's a moral victory to get this guy out. Against right-handed pitching this year, hitting .351. Takes another strike. 1-1.
Yeah, there are certain guys that if you keep them in the ballpark, you know you've won the war, right? Fielder, Braun.
On the road this year, Braun is hitting a lusty .479 in his 35 hits, second in the league. That one fouled out of play into the second deck. In the series, he's 5 for 11. On the year, 5 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Ooh, takes that one just a little low. And there are some pundits that might even vote for him as the National League Player of the Month, right?
Sure. He's put up the numbers, yeah.
The balloting going on today. And the count goes full. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk. Second walk from Garland brings up Prince Fielder.
I was just going to say before that pitch was thrown, Ryan Braun is not going to see a fastball. John Garland tried to throw the breaking ball, but it was way off the plate. Was not for a strike.
And Vieira with 2 outs. Braun at first. He's also a good base runner. He has 6 steals. And Garland certainly knows that. That's part of his preparation. As Fielder bounced back to the mound, his first at bat. 2 for 11 in the previous 3 games of this series. Gets away from blanks, but not far enough for Braun to move on. So with Adrian Gonzalez out of the lineup, you take not only his bat but his glove away. And you take for granted that everything over there is going to be caught cleanly.
You know, I look at Kyle Blanks and Ryan Braun. It's like the mighty oak and the little twig over there at first base. Look at the difference in size of those two guys.
Fielder hits it high in the air toward left. Salazar comes in to make the catch, and the inning is over. Brewers leave 1. They've stranded 4 thus far. Negotiate well.
Would you ever do that?
You know what? I've done it in tandem. Hang gliding in Turkey. My wife and I went up to a 6,000-foot mountain. I don't know what possessed us. You know, you get away from home and you don't think clearly. But the road up, the dirt road, well, we'll get to that. It's this first pitch from Wolf to Lance Sawatsky, and a clean catch made by a fan from Otay Mesa. All right. Nice to have you with us.
I love that. That was a one-handed grab, too. Yeah. Barehanded.
Sign him up. Line drive, base hit, and Lance Sawatsky, welcome to the big leagues. First time up in the majors, a whistler to right field for a base hit. Bring that ball in and save it. Look at that smile.
Got it, baby kid. Way to swing it.
Standing ovation from some of the fans behind the dugout. And the first hit off Randy Wolf today from the 24-year-old from Shrewsbury, Mass.
That's a good-looking swing.
Yeah, just went the other way.
Yep.
Brings up the pitcher, John Garland, trying to bunt him over. Sawatsky with the historical distinction of having the first hit ever at Petco Park. Well, a member of the Aztecs, San Diego State, Tony Gwynn's team, played there for 3 years. And remember, before the first major league game, they had a game between San Diego State and University of Houston, and he got the very first hit, a double off the wall and right. Bunted, and bunted well. Sacrifice moves Sawatsky into scoring position. And here is that moment for Sawatsky. First of all, Larry Lucchino celebrating the opening of Petco Park with the opening pitch to Tony Gwynn. And then Sawatsky, switch hitter, batting left-handed, pounds one against that auxiliary scoreboard in right field. So he knows how to hit here. And a line drive hitting right-handed for a base hit today. Let's see if Gwynn and Hairston can bring him home. Out of play.
So he's feeling very comfortable in both sides of that batter's box up there. Nicely done, Lance Sawatsky.
Tony called out on strikes his first time up. Just out of the strike zone, 1-1. Two and one. Those looked like pretty good pitches, didn't they?
Pretty good breaking ball from Randy Wolf. That's that 79-mile-an-hour slider as we take a second look. Boy, that glare around home plate is really tough to tell where that ball crosses.
The action pitch, 2-1. There's a strike, 2-2. Though the Padres, when they won the opener of this 4-game series, 9-0 on Thursday night, delivered 9 hits in 17 opportunities with runners in scoring position. Since then, they're 2 for 17. But Black looking for a base hit here. Get that early lead. Line to left. And it's by the diving Ryan Braun, rolling into the corner. That'll score Sawatsky. Gwynn racing to third. In there. Padres take the lead 1-0 on Gwynn's slicing liner that just evaded the diving try of the former third baseman Ryan Braun.
Randy Wolf is consistently pitching Tony Gwynn away. So what does Tony do? That ball catches outer third. Diving is Braun off the leather, and then everybody is off to the races. That's got to be a triple for Tony Gwynn. As Sawatsky scores. And a runner at third with less than 2 outs. That's some kind of nice.
How about Lance Sawatsky gets a base hit, his first major league at bat, and scores his first run, coming home on the triple by Gwynn. Jerry Hairston trying to add to the lead with one out. Infield in for the Brewers. Hairston grounded to second his first trip.
Infield tight.
Hitter's delight. Little blue pit, just as good as a liner here. Broken bat, didn't loop enough. Back to third, and almost a double play, and another shattered bat. Almost enough to boost it over the shortstop Council. 2 away.
Well, everybody has their own unique way of keeping score. Look at this guy. He's putting some hard work into it. We must have made a trade, because then the number 2 spot, there's a Hairstone. Put an E on the end of that. That's okay, though. It's all good.
Well, maybe that separates the one Hairston from the other.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The elder. The E stands for the elder.
I
Hairston.
like the way you're thinking. Very nice.
Chase Headley now with 2 outs. Infield back. Normal position. Headley tried to pick up the run at third. Tony Gwynn. Well, scoring first has been a strong correlation to winning and losing for Milwaukee. When they score first, they're 8-1 this year. When their opponents score first, 2-13. See if that holds true today. 1-1 to Chase. He struck out swinging in the first. Whoa, that was way upstairs, and guitarist just got up for it.
You know what I've noticed about Randy Wolf? Right-handed hitters, he will pitch both away and he'll throw inside with that slider. Left-handed hitters, like the Tony Gwynn, it looked like he was more consistently away. Really didn't come in quite a bit to this point. So as a left-handed hitter, will you dive more towards the outer part of the plate?
That went outside. 79 on the changeup.
Whereas a right-handed hitter, you have to be aware of the stuff away and then also that hard stuff on the inside part of the plate.
Runner at third, 2 outs, 3-1 on Headley. Ball 4. You see the hitters now, they're hesitating on every pitch, and we have to too, because not only have the calls been sometimes surprising, the umpires taking their time before giving you their call.
Well, the high changeup, and Chase Headley's like, okay, I got to wait until I hear a call. I don't want to make the umpire mad.
That looked pretty good. That ball was just a little bit above the waist. It is puzzling. So the walk to Headley puts runners at the corners for the Padres here in the third. A run in, 2 outs to Scott Hairston. Second walk allowed by Wolf. Scott with a 2-run home run on Friday night in the 3-0 win for the Padres. Takes the changeup for ball 1. Headley leading the team in steals at first base. There's a fastball for a strike. And Headley was heading back to first base on that delivery, respecting Wolf's move.
Yeah, he's got a decent move over there now.
Outfield, infield straight away for Scott Hairston. 3 home runs this year. And the breaking ball down at the ankles. So Hairston in the action pitch, 2-1. That rattle in the background of the fans, some trying to generate the wave. You're going to have the wave, and you're really educated if you're, well, the Marines, I guess if they decide to do it, who's going to argue? But if you're going to use the wave, use it when the other team is batting, so it's a distraction to the hitter. Check swing. Didn't go around. 3-1. Because the wave isn't going to bother the defense, but as the hitter's up there and there's all that commotion, that can be. So You fans, next time you're waving around, not that we like it at all in any sport, use it when the other team is at bat. 3-1. Foul back.
It's one thing about Randy Wolf that you cannot, I feel, you cannot sit on one certain pitch. He'll throw the changeup 3-1. He'll throw the slider 3-2. He'll throw the fastball 0-2. You know, he'll make you fish for it. It looks like he's got a pretty good feel this afternoon of all of his pitches.
3-2, 2 outs. So Hairston will take off from first.
Pickoff? Nope.
Line left field. Will that fall in time? Yes, it will. 2-0 Padres. Hairston delivers. Gwynn comes in from third. Headley moves up to second. And a 2-run outburst here in the bottom of the third, started by Lance Sawatsky's first at bat, first major league hit. Triple Gwynn and now a single from Hairston.
It was a fastball down and away, and Scott Hairston went out to get it. That's not a bad pitch by Hairston. And how about the 2-out knock for the Padres? That is sweet.
Blanks hits one deep to left. Oh, it's good to see him pull it. It's way foul, but you know, he's hit most of his shots have been to center and right center. He's not getting through the ball with all that power. Struck out his first time up. First and second, 2 outs, 2 in here in the third inning.
Randy Wolf wants to roll over the signs again with that runner on second base.
This will be his 60th pitch here in the third inning. Runners go. And it's a double steal. The team that leads the National League in steals with 25 just added 2 more.
Oh, the double steal. What is going on here? Somebody call the cops. Get the cuffs out. If you get caught stealing, you're going to get cuffs slapped on you. But the Padres, they can steal all they want. Double steal. How about another 2-out knock?
High. 1-2.
It's exciting baseball, isn't it?
And Headley has even admitted, he said he's never had so much fun with stealing. That's his 8th steal. He had 10 all of last year. Although they kind of went rolling and rocking into third base there. It wasn't exactly smooth sailing for him.
I think
second and third.
Ricky Henderson's getting a little nervous.
Outside 2-2 to Blanks. Well, this would be big for the young guy. Get a base knock, drive in a couple of more. 10 runs batted in on the year for Kyle. Three and 2. Try to get him to chase the fastball upstairs. So Blanks working the count from 0-2 to full. Headley and Hairston in scoring position, 2 runs home.
Now the guessing game starts. What's he going to throw here? Full count.
Change. Slow curveball. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Third walk from Wolf. So the inning started with Zawatki's single to right. Garland moved him up on the sacrifice. Gwynn brought him home on the triple to left by the diving Braun. After Hairston soft liner to short, a walk to Headley, an RBI single Scott Hairston, and now the walk to Blanks, and the bases are full.
Rick Peterson, the pitching coach, having a little chat with his left-hander. Rick Peterson doing his best MacGyver imitation. He's got the pocket knife out there trying to give Randy Wolf a little bit of a tool to work out of this jam. He's got a toothpick and a thread out there and maybe some tweezers.
What in the world are you drinking?
Remember the show MacGyver? He was always in these.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't let me watch that.
Always getting out of these little jams with little instruments. And Randy Wolf trying to get out of this little jam right here.
Oh, I got you now. Slow curveball in for a strike. 8th man to bat in the inning is your Torrealba. He walked his first time up. Padres with a chance to blow this one open. 2 runs in, bases full. Off the corner, 1-1. Headley at third, Hairston at second, Blanks at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to the veteran catcher. On the inside corner, jackknifing away Torrealba.
And everybody looks at the body language of the hitter and they think, whoa, that ball was way inside. But Joe West, he's concentrating on that ball on the inside part of the plate. He's not looking at the body language of the hitter. He's looking at that baseball as it approaches the plate.
So Wolf ahead on the count, 1-2. Same place, ball 2. Runners take their lead. Padre at every sack.
Fastball in. Does he go soft away here?
2-2. Swing and miss. Strike 3. Got him with a changeup.
Soft away.
2 runs, however, for the If you're voting for America's finest city, that's an easy one. Now, how about voting for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim? Well, you can help send your favorite Padres to the game by voting on Padres.com. Cast your ballot now. 2010 All-Stars, vote early, and they say vote often, up to 25 times, I guess. Not
Sure.
at once. I guess you'd vote every day.
Yep.
If they're doing it around Major League Baseball, why not the Padres? Vote today at Padres.com. Garland with a 2-0 lead goes to work in the 4th. Casey McGee grounded out his first at bat.
You make a good point, Dick, because back in the day, as long as we go back for baseball, the internet and stuff has really influenced all-star selections. Like Ichiro in Japan, I mean, the guy's an all-star anyway, but still, people from all around the world get to vote for their favorite players.
That's a good point. 1-1, and McGee takes a strike.
That's a good pitch.
Slider on the outside edge, 1-2. McGee, Garrett, and Inglet to bat for Milwaukee here in the 4th. Ground ball foul. Third ball that time.
Talking to Darren Balsley about John Garland's bullpen work, pitchers are so hard on themselves. They don't really realize how good they are and what type of stuff they have. Darren Balsley says his bullpen sessions, John Garland, he says he's got unbelievable stuff. The way his stuff moves. And that just goes to tell, tell the fans in John Garland that he's good enough to throw it in the strike zone and get away with it.
This one bounces in 2-2.
And sometimes, you know, John Garland's been around a long time. Sometimes pitchers feel that, you know what, I have to nitpick a little bit. I have to try to go for that corner. Well, he's got good enough stuff to where he can throw it in the zone and let the ball do the work.
And that's exactly what he did his last outing in Florida. Broken bat to third. Headley to Blanks. And that's twice. McGee is grounded out to third.
I love that sound.
Speaking of stuff, talking with Ted Simmons about last night's starter for Milwaukee, Giovanni Gallardo, just 24 years of age. Simmons said he feels he's one of the top 10 pitchers in the National League. And when it comes to a curveball, top 5 or maybe better. He said that is one of the great curveballs in baseball today.
I could see that, absolutely.
Change starts Garrett, who singled up the middle, his first time up.
Gallardo's got the stuff, plus he can throw it where he wants to throw it.
And then he gets an umpire with a big strike zone, and you know, you say, well, why don't the Padres hit better? They lose 2-1. Now you're facing one of the best in the league, and all the pluses on the pitcher's side. Upstairs, 2-1. We're going to see one of the best on Monday night as Kevin Correa goes 4-1 against Ubaldo Jimenez. 5-0. Rounded to first. Blanks will take care of it himself. 2 away on ground outs, and that's when Garland's going good. Just look at how the outs are being recorded.
The broken bat grounder. The grounder there. And you know, a lot of ground balls is really going to make Luke Yoder really mad, the head groundskeeper, because he's going to have to really keep that grass fluffy and green. But that's what John Garland wants. He wants to beat up that grass on the infield. That means the sinker's working.
2 gone to Joe Inglet. He singled to left in the second. Garland really dodged what could have been a big inning for Milwaukee in the second. With 1 out, Garrett and Inglet back-to-back singles, but Inglet, after moving Garrett around to third, tried to move up to second and was thrown out by center fielder Tony Gwynn for the second out. Out of play. And then a walk to catcher Contreras, and then Randy Wolf hit a bullet as hard as anyone's hit a ball today, and Garland had the reflexes to be able to snare it for an out. It was on its way to center field. So that was an inning that looked to be going all the Brewers' way, and yet they didn't score. Grounded foul, and Garland ahead of Inglet, 0-2. Inglet from Mesa Verde, California High School, born in Sacramento. Takes ball 1. College teammate of Lyle Overbay, Ryan Church, and Chad Qualls at the University of Nevada. Just off the corner. Changeup. So 2-2 as Garland's pitch count now up to 58.
Well, he had him 0-2. Now it's even at 2-2. So what pitch selection will Yorvik Torrealba put down? Fastball sinker away. Slider in.
Pulled deep but foul. Inglet growing up, his favorite players were Pete Rose, Lenny Dykstra, of course, Lenny's son, playing at Lake Elsinore. Foul. Off the catcher, apparently, Torrealba. Now let's go back in there. I like to see you call out the pitches here. Mark, let's go back in there. What is he going to throw here?
A little sneaky peek. Well, I'm guessing he's going to throw, what was that, fastball away, sinker away, 2-seamer. Oh, a little backdoor slider, missed.
3-2.
Remember, he had him 0-2 now. Inglet staying alive, fouling a couple pitches off. Guessing something off speed.
Pulled to the right side. Zawadzki's first chance, and he throws him out. 3 ground ball outs in a 1-2-3 inning for Garland. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. First pitch is swung on and hit deep to the warning track and gathered as Salazar got a hold of that one. Didn't pull it quite enough. Brings up Lance Zawadzki. He has a single. He scored a run. He's logged a put out and an assist here in his major league debut. There's a strike. San Diego State for 3 years, playing for Tony Gwynn. 293 career average, some pop, 17 home runs, almost 100 ribbies. Grounds this one to third. Across McGee to first for the out. 2 quick outs for Randy Wolf. And the pitcher John Garland, who sacrificed his first time up. By the way, the Marines here today, the 2nd Recruit Training Battalion, Fox Company. Marines and their DIs, their watchful partners.
There they are. I love those hats with the brims, the DIs. Oh, this guy, he might have done something wrong. He's getting read the riot act, it looks like.
Little schooling.
Yeah.
Everything done properly. 3-0. So Randy Wolf falls behind the opposing pitcher John Garland. John has hit in 6 at bats this year. High, ball 4. Now there's a gift. You get the pitcher's spot out of the way on a 4-pitch walk. The 4th free pass from Randy Wolf. Up to the top of the order, Tony Gwynn. 1 for 2. That big triple to left field by the diving Ryan Braun in the third to knock in Zawatsky, and then later score himself on Scott Hairston's single. Padres 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Remember, Randy Wolf pitching consistently away to Tony Gwynn in the previous 2 at-bats. See if Tony starts diving that way.
Big sweeping curveball, but it's low. There's a strike, 1-1. So the 2 center fielders in the game, Tony Gwynn for the Padres, Jody Garrett, Milwaukee. At this time last year, it would have been the reverse. Garrett was center field for the Padres and Gwynn for Milwaukee. Trade made last year. 2-1. Every time I'm around Tony Gwynn with that smile in his voice, it just brings you back to Papa, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
What a chip off the old block.
Remember, we had that interview, post-game interview. Was it in Cincinnati we interviewed Tony, or Florida? Can't remember, but he was giving answers, and it was like we were talking to his dad.
Yeah. Let's hope we talk to him a lot on a post-game show. 3-1 now, the count. Line to right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Garland off running, turns second, and he'll make it to third as Gwynn has a couple of hits today. That brings up Jerry Hairston with runners at the corners and 2 gone.
Was the pitch away? It was down, but it caught too much of the plate, and with 2 outs, John Garland thinking, you know what? I could take third base. I'm an athlete. Everybody knows the pitcher's the best athlete on the field these days, right?
All you have to do is look the way they run. That's the way they hit.
Like a deer.
Look at, he's fielded his position, and gallops around to third. I was surprised he stopped at third, knowing he's a pitcher, that he might have come all the way. So Hairston grounded to second. Broken bat looper with 1 out and a runner at third in the third inning that was caught by the shortstop. Slow curveball, 65. Strike 1. Chance for the Padres here. Put together a little 2-out rally, build on the 2-0 lead. After Salazar flied out, Zawatsky grounded out the walk, and then the single by Gwynn. Strike 2. So, big slow curve, then the fastball on the inside corner, 0-2. Keep an eye on Gwynn. 2 strikes, he might decide to go. And that's what Wolf's thinking. Fielder and Gwynn, close, very close friends, as we mentioned yesterday. Each is a godfather for the other's son or daughter in Milwaukee or their Brewer minor league days, and close pals. Foul toward the dugout of Milwaukee. Well, the Padres trying to win this one and take 3 out of 4, run their consecutive series wins to 5 in a row. Winning 12 of their last 15 in the game last night all the way. Matt Latos, a solid job. Very encouraging performance. Line down the right field line, but slicing into the crowd.
I had a right idea going after that slow curveball from Randy Wolf. That's the old Route 66 curveball. 66 miles an hour. That's a Wolf in pitcher's clothing.
That's a good point, though, that you make about the slow curve.
Yeah.
That The tendency is you want to just yank that.
Yeah.
Instead, you wait on it and hit it the other way.
We'll see if he counters right here with a fastball inside or soft away.
Another foul. Fastball.
Yep.
Got in on the hands. Count remains 0-2 on Jerry Hairston. Pitcher Garland at third. Gwynn at first. 2-0. San Diego. We're in the fourth. 2 outs. There goes Gwynn. Pulled to third. Backhanded by McGee. And he throws him out. Padres with a hit in the fourth inning. Leave 2. They've stranded.
Mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Hey, check out their new and improved website at MurrayLampert.com to see photo galleries, remodeling tips. You can even meet the team or schedule a no-obligation in-home design and get an accurate quote at Murray Lampert Construction. Dick?
All right, Mark Grant, well done. John Garland goes to work in the fifth inning. Kataris, the pitcher Wolf, and leadoff man Weeks are scheduled. Kataris walked his first time up. Garland has walked 2, struck out 2, allowed 3 singles through 4 innings. First pitch low and in. So here at Petco, the last 16 innings pitched, he's allowed only 1 earned run.
Last time out for John Garland, remember the strikeout was the big story. 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. But today, keeping the ball in the yard, getting some grounders. John only has 2 strikeouts this afternoon.
And he falls behind 3-0 to Contreras.
Yeah, I'm sure John Garland would be the first guy to sacrifice the strikeouts and get a lot of grounders for some quick outs, huh?
3-1. Right back to Garland. He's fielded his position meticulously today, and the sinker gets the 4th consecutive ground ball out. Randy Wolf hit a blistering line drive with a couple men on in the second inning, and Garland reflex catch, and it looks like now there's just a little pause here as the umpire and Catcher Torrealba, discussion as Wolf steps in. He, like his teammate Giovanni Gallardo, good hitting pitchers. And there's a footnote on Gallardo's home run last night we want to share with you as well. He placed himself in fairly outstanding select company by striking out more than 10 batters and hitting a home run in a game. There's only a handful of pitchers that have accomplished that more than once. He's done it twice now. 1-1 to Wolf. Pounded foul. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Garland. So Gallardo, when he homered last night and struck out more than 10, 11 in his performance, it was the second time he's accomplished that. Quinella. Steve Carlton did it 5 times. Don Drysdale 4 times, homering and striking out 10 or more. Bob Gibson and Earl Wilson 3 times. Fergie Jenkins and Tom Seaver twice. Kerry Wood twice. And Gallardo at 24. How about that for fraternity?
5 Hall of Famers in that group you just mentioned.
Ricky Weeks up twice, has struck out twice.
That is some pretty good company.
Change up missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. The second baseman hammering his 4th home run last night. And it was a shot. This one is 2 right at Blanks. Fielded cleanly. And another 1-2-3 inning for John Garland, worth the baseball card and an album set.
Yeah, that album set's pretty cool because you can collect other cards and put them inside and keep them all together. It's like a little binder.
Start your collection, and that's presented by Topps Tax. Tickets going fast, so visit Padres.com and get your tickets today. That's 2 weeks from today, kids. Sunday, May 16th. Chase Headley, Scott Hairston, Kyle Blanks for the Padres. Bottom 5th inning. Headley has walked and struck out. Pulls this one toward the hole, cut off by McGee, and he throws him out. 1 out in the 5th to Scott Hairston, who has struck out and singled in a run.
Did you collect cards as a kid, Dave?
I did.
What's your favorite card that you had that you possessed?
Oh, goodness.
Ted Williams card?
I wish I still had that Ted Williams card. Like you, the attic got cleaned. We moved from California to Michigan. We lived in the war years in San Fernando Valley. Tell you how long ago that was. All dirt roads. We were in the middle of the San Fernando Valley, and Parthenia and DeSoto were dirt roads. And something had to be left behind. My real treasure then, and kids don't do this, we played marbles at school. We shot marbles,
Nice.
And Hairston takes it for a strike. And you play a game where if you put marbles in a ring and you'd be on the outside of the ring. If you shot the marble out and stayed in the ring, then you keep shooting, and you got all those marbles from the other guys. So I had these Jewel tea cans full of marbles. I could shoot them now. I'm telling you, I could be a good shooter. I had that big old agate.
Yeah. What'd they call them? Cat eyes?
Yeah, well, if you were rich. We just had, or steelies even. You get a steel. Those were left behind. That was my treasure. Swing and a miss.
My dad got me a subscription to the Baseball Digest. Remember Baseball Digest?
Yeah.
Great little magazine. Had them on a shelf in my bedroom. I mean, in chronological order. I did the crossword puzzles. I read the little stories in there. Baseball lingo. That's stuff you never forget.
Pulled foul just wide of third. Well, that's why with all these wonderful giveaways by the Padres, and many of them designed to interest the young players, young boys and girls playing baseball, softball. It's part of our American culture, this national pastime, and there's some wonderful lessons learned, and the camaraderie and the family love, joining together, going to the game, rooting for your team, your favorite player. That ball is hit high and deep to left field, down into the corner, and it is gone. Touch 'em all. Oh my, did he hit that one? Scotty Hairston, for the second time, puts a punch into the Western Metal Building. That one was 3 decks higher than his homer the other night. Top tier.
It's amazing how he hits balls down that line with authority, and they stay fair. Watch him get his hands through again, drop the head.
He didn't know. He was measuring that one to see if it was going to hook foul.
Doing the old Carlton Fisk there, not the hand wave, but once again in somebody's plate, a jambalaya.
Fourth home run of the year, up into the shadows of the top deck. That was a bit more fair than the one the other night. This one's hit well as well, and Kyle Blank sends the left fielder back, and he will touch them all. Number 3 for Blanks, following number 4 for Scott Hairston. It's 4-0.
Oh, Dolly, the shillelaghs are hot today. And there's that fastball we're talking about. Kyle Blanks jumping all over it. You get yourself a heater, big boy. You swat at it. And Scott Hairston saying, get out of here.
Hairston hits it in the top level of the Western Metal Supply Building, and Blanks follows, hitting it just over the wall into the first row in straightaway left. Back-to-back homers, 4-0 now. San Diego, Torrealba, still only 1 out.
It's good stuff, huh?
Well, for that dugout, they're all jumping for Kyle Blanks. Everybody pulling for this young guy who's maintained his demeanor. He's a modest, quiet guy. He's not been hitting well. You'd never know it when you run into him. He's got a smile, says hello.
And you know why else I think these guys are rooting for their teammate Kyle Blanks? It's the way he handles himself as well. I mean, going into this ball game, Kyle Blanks hitting 188. And you wouldn't know he's hitting 188. He's carrying himself like a true professional. He's not hanging his head. He's not going around moping around, going about his business. That's why guys are pulling for this kid as well.
Well, selfishly, if he awakens that swing and starts hitting balls, how tough is that lineup going to become, especially hitting behind Gonzalez and Chase Headley? Well, that's the second time this year, Mark, that the Padres have gone back-to-back home runs. Gonzalez and Blanks did it in the Atlanta series, or Arizona series, rather, back at the very start of the season. Torrealba draws a walk. So with 4 runs in, Randy Wolf already over 100 pitches. The bullpen is busy now as Ken Monka gets somebody going. That's the 5th walk offered by Wolf. Claudio Vargas, a right-hander. And here comes the pitching coach to talk with Wolf, perhaps buy some time.
Yeah, Rick Peterson wearing the shades this time. I don't think he had his shades on last time. Maybe he did.
Is that because the Hollywood thing you were going through, that Magruder? Is that, did he wear sunglasses?
MacGyver? I don't know.
MacGyver? Well, same thing.
I don't know.
I'm sorry to stump you on that.
No,
I'm trying to, there's a whole gap in my life, a TV gap where I think we lost our electricity. I don't know what it is. I didn't watch these shows.
Hey, Rick Peterson's a darn good pitching coach, and he was the pitching coach for Ken Monka when he was up in Oakland. And he's got his own company, Rick Peterson does, Science of Pitching, biomechanical feedback.
Pretty serious.
Yeah.
Huh? Oscar Salazar. He takes a strike. So after Headley grounded out, back-to-back home runs, Hairston and Blanks to left. Torrealba with a walk. Good stop by Cotaras. Yeah, fans having a good time on our military salute this Sunday. 4-0 now. Way off speed on that one. 63. About as slow a pitch as we've seen all season.
Yeah.
2-1 to Oscar Salazar. Lifetime 286 hitter in the big leagues. Hits that one foul. Kachi Armadillo.
I love that name. I just love it. I know we've talked about this many times, but the nickname in baseball, nickname in sports, it's gone by the wayside, I think. You know?
Let's do something with that nicknames tomorrow night. We'll have some fun with that. Yeah. 5 favorite nicknames in baseball. Runner goes. Ground ball by the mound. Not hit hard enough to get through the hole on the right side. Look how that hustle of Salazar, the veteran, moving up the line, trying to beat it out. 2 away as Torrealba moves into scoring position, and Major League debut, the debutant Lon Zawatsky, a single in 2 trips. I can almost give you my top 5, and they're all one player.
Can you give me a hint?
My favorite player.
Oh, Ted Williams, number 9, right?
You got a splendid splinter. The Kid.
Teddy Ballgame.
Thumper. So they're going to walk Zawatsky. His reputation has spread, this hard-hitting kid. They'll pitch to Garland. The 6th walk, this one intentional. So a walk and a base hit and a run scored for Zawatsky in his first big league game.
Speaking of the nicknames, I have to be honest, one of my favorite gentlemen of all time, I've gotten to know him over the years, Jim Mudcat Grant. As Vin Scully called him, the lad from Lahuchi. Love Jim. Great man.
So 2 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 runs in on the home runs. And Garland, the pitcher, up. Takes a slow curveball in there. Garland has sacrificed and walked, so no official at bat for the big right-hander today. His teammates have staked him now to a 4-0 lead in the 5th. Grounded weakly to third. A tough play for McGee, and throws out Garland to end the inning. Padres with 2 more on 2 hits, big ones, home runs, Hairston and Blanks. It's 4-0. A 4-0 Padre lead. And we remind you fans to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods, all for one low price. Padres all-you-can-eat seats. Great seats, section 125, 127. All-you-can-eat food for only $29. We see they're pretty well packed down there in the right field corner today. All-you-can-eat menu includes the usual ballpark fare, hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, bottled water. Get your all-you-can-eat seats at Padres.com. or call 619-795-5555. Changes for the Padres. Will Venable comes in, will play right field. Scotty Hairston moves from right over to left field. So place Venable in the number 7 spot in the batting order in Salazar's place. Oscar Salazar out. He went 0 for 3 today. Counsell, Braun, and Fielder. Tough end of the batting order for Milwaukee in the top of the 6th inning. Garland has not allowed a hit since the 2nd. Ground ball pulled to Blanks. 1 quick out, 1 pitch, 1 out.
You gotta love those quick outs, huh? Getting right back in there. John Garland has got that 2-seamer working nicely.
That's 8 straight men retired in order by Garland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on ground balls. Braun popped up and walked. Breaking ball outside. Colorado, the Rockies in town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. They're finishing their series up in San Francisco in the 5th inning. Colorado with a 1-0 lead. Cubs pounded Arizona again today, 10-5. That's the final. Outside is again Garland working carefully to Braun. Dodgers and Pittsburgh up at Dodger Stadium. Check on that score. 6-1. Los Angeles leading in the 6th. 2-1 to Ryan Braun. 1 out here in the 6th. 4-0 Padres. Inside 3-1. Got a fastball but kept it in on the hands. Braun has a good eye. I mean, that explains why he's such a good hitter. I mean, he really sees the ball well, knows the strike zone. You've got to throw him a good pitch.
And just because he's a power hitter doesn't mean he pulls everything. He utilizes the whole field.
And another walk. In this case, with a 4-0 lead, you Don't want to put any free ones on there, especially with a home run hitter fielder coming up and the man behind him, McGee, who has 5. Third base on balls from Garland to match his strikeout total. It's been efficient for him thus far, only 80 pitches.
You know, I think John Garland has picked up the pace just a little bit too, don't you think?
Oh, man, early in the year, it took him forever to throw the ball. Fielder takes a strike. He is grounded back to the mound and fly to left. Try to get him out of town before he heats up. He's had a slow. He's going to get hot. He started slowly, only 2 home runs, and here we are in May.
Yeah,
2 for 13 in the series.
He can get hot against the Dodgers because the Brewers head up to L.A. after this game.
I think that'd be a nice little gift. Grounded to the left side. Of course, the shift on. And the throw is by Zawadzki to make the out. Or was that Hairston? It was Hairston over there on the second base side. Hairston swinging over and playing almost the second base position in a double play alignment.
Nice two-seamer, keeping it on the ground. And, you know, Scott Harrison has done a great, Jerry Hairston. Jerry Hairston has done a great job at shortstop. Some serious range that he has shown.
Never plants and throws. Everything is off balance, and he seems to get his body turned and power in his throws. With Everett Cabrera and the 15-day disabled list, that shortstop job is his, and he's filled it well. And Zawadzki's up from the Portland Farm Club to fill in the gap left by Cabrera. So 2 out. Braun moves to second on the putout. Casey McGee, the batter. And that hard slider outside. Brewers are 0 for their last 16 with runners in scoring position. Testimony to the stingy pitching of this Padre staff. Braun's going to advance to third. No play by Torrealba. It'll be a wild pitch.
You know what I just noticed, and this is something you'll never read about, but just being heads up. When that ball got by Torrealba, Headley went to third, right? Jerry Hairston sprinted all the way over towards the foul line to back up just in case there was a throw. I mean, that's, to me, that might not seem like a lot, but that's a heads up play. Yes,
Check
he did.
Swing and no appeal.
How can they not appeal that?
2-1. He called it a strike at the plate.
Okay, gotcha.
Pop back toward us.
Here's what I was talking about. The ball is thrown. It's in the dirt. It gets away. Now watch Jerry Hairston sprint, just in case. You'd rather be there and not be not needed, right?
That's great. Yeah, that's what you teach young kids from Little League right on up.
Absolutely.
Back it up. 2-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, blocked by Torrealba. We're on at third with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. John Garland, solid job. Gave up a single in the first, a couple of singles in the second. Nothing since, except a couple of walks. In the dirt, gets away, and not enough for Braun to gamble on coming in. But a couple of walks here, first and third for the Brewers. In one swing, they're right back in the game. Jody Garrett, a single in 2 trips. '90th pitch coming up from Garland. Third and fourth walks of the game offered by Garland here in the sixth. That ball hard hit to Zawadzki. He's got it and throws him out. Inning over. No runs, no hits. 2 more left by the Brewers. It's 4-0 San Diego. Isn't that a nice place to have fun with friends? Petco Park. Come with a group, enjoy baseball, and groups as small as 20 can experience a Padres game downtown and enjoy big savings over gate prices, a scoreboard welcome, much more. Petco Park offers exciting group facilities to fit your group-specific needs. Reserve your group tickets today. Call 619-795-5555. Operators are standing by. Claudio Vargas comes in to pitch for Milwaukee here in the sixth. Tony Gwynn takes it downstairs. Vargas, 31-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic. There's his numbers this year. ERA, a bloated 7.71. A ball and a strike.
He's given up a lot more hits than innings pitched, I should say. Fastball slider and a change from Vargas. High 80s, low 90s.
With the Dodgers and the Brewers last year. Gwynn, a couple of hits today, a single and an RBI triple. Takes the breaking ball at the knees, 1-2. Randy Wolf, 5 innings, 4 runs, all earned, 2 home runs, both solo, 6 hits and 5 strikeouts, 6 walks. Backs off on the 1-2 delivery. In case you're just joining us, the Padres got 2 in the third. Single by Zawadzki. He was sacrificed to second and scored on Gwynn's triple to left. Gwynn came home on a single by Scott Hairston. Check swing, and it's 3-2. And then in the fifth, with 1 out, Hairston homered into the upper tier of the Western Metal Supply Company building. And that was followed by Kyle Blank's home run. Hairston's 4th, Blank's 3rd for the 4-0 lead. 3-2. Vargas picks up his sign. Interesting, and part of it is, you make your lineup based on not only the pitching, but all your studies. How does this hitter work against a certain pitcher? And in an all right-handed hitting lineup, Bud Black puts a left-handed batter. The only left-handed batter is Gwynn. And he comes up with 2 hits today against Randy Wolf.
There are certain pitchers who pitch certain ways against left-handed hitters. Talking about a left-handed pitcher like Randy Wolf.
Line to left field. It's at Braun, and he makes the catch. That one was lifted a little higher, so Braun had a chance to move in and make the catch.
With the way Randy Wolf was pitching to Tony Gwynn, it seemed like he was consistently pitching outer third and away. So if a left-hander comes up to the plate and has that in mind, I think that's a certain area you can look for, and that can work to your advantage.
Jerry Hairston, he's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. A couple of ground outs and a soft liner to short. So the 6 hits for the Padres, 2 by Gwynn, 2 by Scott Hairston, a home run included, home run blanks, and a single by Zawatsky.
You know, just to button up that Tony Gwynn thought, if you think about it, I think the strength of Tony Gwynn is to go to left field. Center field, left field, down the line.
There's a strike. Pinned the outside corner at the knees. 1-1. Jerry Hairston. Baseball lineage going back to his grandfather, Sam, who was the first African American to play for the Chicago White Sox back in '51. Father, of course, Jerry Sr., big leaguer. Boy, when they get together on holidays, they got a lot of baseball to talk about.
Oh, yeah. I loved talking to Jerry Sr. in Arizona that opening week. I remember watching him as a kid playing for the White Sox.
I hadn't realized what a big man he is. Strike. 2-2. Vargas last year with the Brewers, 1-0, a 1.78 ERA, appeared in 28 games as a reliever. Off to a slow start this year. Hit to right field, very high. Inglet toward the line. 2 out. You know when you...
Oh, we got some chirping going on. I think, did Jerry Hairston request time?
I thought I heard somebody yell time. Here's Bud Black out. Veteran Joe West says, I don't have to give anyone time. But I think the pitcher's ready to go, and we'll let him pitch. Listen.
Yeah, see, he was asking for time. He was going time. But you're right. The umpire doesn't have to request time. The pitcher may be already in his delivery to where he feels, you know what? I can't request time right now. And then after the pop out, he gave Joe West that look. You know that look?
These umpires have seen that look for 4 straight games.
Yeah.
So 2 out to Chase Headley. A struck out, walked, and grounded out. Batting left-handed against Vargas after going 0 for 2 right-handed. Vargas jumps ahead 0-2. With 3 hits last night, Headley started today at .340. I'm about to say that when you see the teams coming through here and the opponents of the Padres and so many relief pitchers with ERAs 5, 6, 7. I mean, obviously a slow start. It makes you appreciate how really outstanding the bullpen is for San Diego.
Oh, it's money. And it's everybody around the league just raves about the Padre bullpen when we talk to them. It's the first thing they mention.
1-2 to Headley. Fouls it away. Bullpen #1 in the majors in opposing batting average, 197.
And as a staff for the Padres, #1 in the National League for strikeouts.
And #2 in the majors in strikeouts. The bullpen 10.42 per 9 innings. So they're coming in and blowing hitters out. 1-2 to Headley. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the 6th. 4-0 San Diego lead. Vargas, a big guy, 6'4" and 234. Sends it up there 2-2, and it's pulled right side, smothered by fielder. Can't find the ball, but does in time and throws out Headley. That big old baggy uniform of Prince, that could have been anywhere. Get your dollar at your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Get more MPG, more value, and you can double the warranty, fans. Online, San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. In the 7th inning, John Garland, he's gone through 6, allowing only 3 hits, stranded 6 in the game. He worked his way out of the big trouble inning. That was the 2nd. Somehow or another, Milwaukee failed to score. A couple of singles and a walk and a line drive that Garland snared himself, and Tony Gwynn in between throwing out a runner trying to go to second on a single, and the Brewers came up empty.
Remember in our pregame how I talked about this team being built for Petco Park and how this field, this ballpark suits John Garland? Well, how about these numbers? In 18 innings that Mr. Garland has twirled here at Petco Park, 1 earned run. That's an ERA of 0.50. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through college, son.
He just looks like he's going to be tough. You know, even in the locker room, you come in and say, John, good luck today. And he just looks at you and
he's got his game face on.
He sure did. Don't mean to disturb you, sir.
Hey, there are some guys you avoid totally. Bruce Hurst was that guy. It was his day to pitch. You stayed away from him in the clubhouse.
Falls behind Joe Inglet 2-0 with Kataris and the pitcher spot due in the 7th for the Brewers. That just missed. 3-0. Garland has walked 4, struck out 3. And on 4 pitches, the leadoff man is on. 94 the total pitches from Garland in the game. That's kind of a signal. Walk the leadoff man for the bell to ring out in the bullpen. And Luke Gregerson starts to tune up. And will this be one of those Gregerson Adams Bell games, which have been perfect? There's a strike. It starts Gutierrez, who has walked and grounded out. Padres are 5-0 when the terrific trifecta Gregerson, Adams, and Bell work. It's set up again today. Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, who started in the first game of the series, is on deck. Will apparently pinch hit. Strike two. Infield looking for a ground ball.
Looking at my scorecard, speaking of the double play, we have yet to see a double play today, correct? As far as for John Garland, that would be a good time. And utilize that two-seamer, that sinker.
That pulled foul past Ed Cedar, first base coach. Double play combination of Jerry Hairston and Lance Sawatsky. Who would have thought of that here at the start of May? Sawatsky, we're number 2. When we last saw him in spring training, I think his number was 171. Had those numbers that the kids that go over to the minor league camp. 75. Well, close. Yep. There's a changeup. Misses low. 2-2. Hit in the air and hit well to center field. Giving ground is Gwynn, and he makes the catch going away. Tony Gwynn outruns that drive. That's one of the geometry of that play. You see the line drive going. You see Gwynn running, trying to cut it off, and ball and glove meet just prior to the warning track.
Great first jump. Great read off the bat for Tony Gwynn at center field.
That ball was struck. One out.
That's a huge out for John Garland. A great play by Tony.
Alcides Escobar steps in. Hitting .250. Has 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. Infield again set for 2. There's a strike at the knees. So Garland now over the 100 pitch mark, 101. Bud Black trying to get him 7 full innings out of this starter. Slider just missed, 1-1. So we'll have a new pitcher for the Brewers in the bottom of this 7th inning. Carlos Villanueva warming up. Swing and a miss. Good slider.
That's a darn good pitch. Nice little tilt, late action on the outside part of the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. England at first. Grounded back to Garland. To short for 1. Hairston to first. Not in time. Escobar, speedy runner, beats it out. But they get the lead runner on the force.
And how acrobatic is Jerry Hairston at second base? Now, was this a phantom tag? Was he in the area, in the vicinity of this second base bag? We take a look. Jerry Hairston got it. Yeah, he got it with his left foot as he was preparing to go towards first base there, and just beats it out.
The point that should be made, and you can appreciate it so much, Mark, as a former pitcher yourself, how well Garland has fielded his position today. He's made some crucial plays in this game.
Hey, that line drive that he caught early in the game off the bat of Randy Wolf, that could have changed the whole complexion of that inning and this game. That was a run. There was a runners at first and third when that line drive was caught by John.
First pitch to Ricky Weeks, in for a strike. Weeks 0 for 3, struck out a couple of times. Home run power, though, as we saw last night with that 418-foot shot into the bullpen. Here's that play to which Mudd alluded. Look at that. And in slow motion, it looks like it's a bullet. For him to be in position, good fielding position, and have the reflexes to deny Wolf what would have been an RBI single. Runners were at first and third at the time. There's a strike at the knees, well placed. 1-2 to Weeks. When Garland gets 4 runs or more in his starts, his record is absolutely amazing. 108. 100 wins, 8 defeats when he gets 4 runs. Got 4 today. Ground ball to short, deep for Hairston. Goes the short way to Zawatsky for the force. And the Brewers are gone in the 7th inning. Stretch half of the 7th. Take me out to the ball game. 4-0 Padres. Vargas retired all 3 men he faced. It'll be Scott Hairston, the key player in this one. He's got 2 RBIs, an RBI single, and the solo home run, his 4th of the year. .26-year-old right-hander from the Dominican. Fires a fastball at 90.
He's their middle guy, long relief type guy, but with the 4-0 deficit, he's getting some action here later in the game. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. There's that curveball.
0-2. Well, Hairston inserted in the cleanup spot in a new batting order for Bud Black. And he's treating it like he's supposed to knock in some runs. Half of the runs off the bat of Hairston with a single and a home run. Lays off the slider outside. Wonder when, if any, time Hairston batted cleanup. Tried to find that answer out before the game tomorrow night.
I'm sure our good friend Warren Miller or Brett Peachlow or Josh Ishu or Chiron Bob Wersdorfer. We've got a gem right in our own grasp in Chiron Bob. He could probably find that out.
Down low. 2-2 to Scott. Jerry Hairston has not been able to get on board in front of him, so no Bro BIs today.
Yeah.
Kind of looking forward to Bro BIs. I like
Absolutely. The more of them, the better.
Overthrown low and away. Full count to Hairston with Blanks and Torrealba to follow. Kyle with a home run today. His third. Maybe that'll get him going. Chop toward third, foul. So in the series upcoming tomorrow night, how about the pitching matchup? Kevin Correa 4-1 against Ubaldo Jimenez, 5-0, 0.79, no hitter. That's worth the price of the ticket. Then Tuesday night, Wade LeBlanc goes for his third win without a loss against Greg Smith. And on Wednesday at 7:05, Clayton Richard and Aaron Cox, the pitching matchup. Fouled off the mask. Catcher Coteras. Right back with the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Good at bat for Scott Hairston. The leadoff man is on. Blank struck out, took a third strike in the second, walked in the third, and homered into the lower deck in left field his last time up.
Well, these relievers down in the bullpen, talking about Villanueva, they know what's been thrown during the course of a ball game. They've got that score sheet down there. So how will he start off Kyle Blanks, who hit a home run off a fastball? He might start him off with a breaking ball right here. Oh, a heater.
And it's a strike. Villanueva last year started 6 games, relieved in 58. 4-10 was his overall record as he takes a look at Hairston at first base. Well, they say the old adage, those walks will break your heart.
Yeah.
You know, they'll come around and become runs, but so far there have been 12 walks in the series, 7 San Diego, 5 Milwaukee, no one scored. Today, 12 walks today, I'm sorry, and no one has scored. Well, there's still time. 1 ball, 1 strike to Big Kyle. Wearing the 88 because the man on deck, Yorvi Torrealba, is wearing the single digit. Outside target. Curveball bends outside. 2-1. Villanueva, the third of the Brewer pitchers. Wolf started, went 5, allowed 4 runs. Claudio Vargas worked the 1-2-3 6th inning. There goes the runner down low, and the slide, he's safe. Another steal, the third of the game and the 28th of the season for the running Padres. Now, what you were frowning about there, Mark?
I mean, the stolen base is great, but I mean, Kyle Blanks had a pitch to just clobber. I mean, it was a 2-1 pitch. It was a pitch right down the middle. I mean, take a look at this pitch. I mean, I think he could have done a lot with this pitch.
Yeah. Turn on that one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he may have seen the runner going and figured, well, he has such a good jump.
You're right. And I can't speak for Kyle, so that's a very valid point.
So the runner in scoring position tried to give an insurance run at 4-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 now to Blanks. And he swings and misses at the breaking ball. Second time he struck out. I think what you're saying and emotionally what you're feeling with your investment in the Padres, Mark, is that we're all so eager to have Blanks get it going.
Sure.
And after hitting the home run to get that pitch, not to take advantage.
Especially 2-1. You know, it's a hitter's count. And you see that fastball right down the middle. It's as straight as a string. And you'd like to see guys pull the trigger. But once again, you know, I can't speak for Kyle. I don't know what's going through his head right now. And to hit at this level is tough, all right? And he's struggling as it is already, with the exception of the home run today.
Torrealba has walked twice today. Look at that big overhand curveball.
Yeah.
Don't see many break quite that much. Torrealba thinking it over. Fastball low, 1-1.
Dick, you were talking about the free passes. This is unbelievable. The angry statistician Mike Trussell just handed me this note. Walks in this series received for the Padres 15. 1 has scored. Walks received in this series for the Brewers 14. None have scored. That is unbelievable. How come those numbers couldn't happen when I was out there pitching?
29 walks and only 1 has come around to score. That doesn't figure, does it?
No.
See, you should have walked more guys. All those guys that sent it out of the park.
Right.
If you'd only walked them, you weren't thinking. God, if you could only go back and do it over.
Turn back the clock. Take about 60 pounds off of me, too.
No, you'd be a power pitcher now. You could really. That ball is hit high in the air to right center. Right fielder calling, and Joe Inglet has the second out. Tagging and moving to third goes Hairston. And with 2 outs, it'll be up to Will Venable. He bats for the first time, coming in for Salazar. Venable batting .224, 4 home runs. And 11 runs batted in, as you can see.
Maybe a little scouting report going over with Villanueva and Prince Fielder and the catcher George Kataris. That 5th run coming across here would be huge for the Padres. Stay out of slam range.
Starts him with a slow curveball. Venable, like Blanks, trying to cut down that strikeout rate. 24 times he's fanned. Those two, Blanks and Venable, start making more contact. Like that, the Padres are going to be able to cheer like this. 5-0. for the walk, stolen base, fly ball, RBI single Venable. One of those walks comes around to score.
I believe that's the second 2-out knock that results in an RBI this afternoon for San Diego. So Will Venable doing a nice job getting a pitch that's up. And that 5th run is huge.
He has such a good-looking swing. It just figures he's going to hit. And John Garland,
absolutely
happy to see that one come home, a 5-0 lead. Apparently his day is done as the bullpen continues to stay loose. Mike Adams now, the 8th inning specialist, is tuning up. Here's Venable, a delayed steal, and that works again. He's got that down pat. He just waits for the catcher to casually make his throw to the pitcher, and at that moment he takes off. What's this?
Secondary lead, ball in the hitting zone, gotta go. You catch the middle infielders kind of sleeping a little bit. And did you see the shortstop, Counsell? I mean, Craig Counsell's a heads-up player. He was watching what was going on, but then he realized the delay steal. Then he got on his horse to go over to second base, but it was just too late.
4th steal by the Padres today. And Sawatsky hits it high in the air, shading his eyes as Weeks at second. And the inning is over. The Padres, on a walk and a hit, score another. Eat fresh. Mike Adams comes in to pitch in the 8th inning. John Garland's work complete. 7 innings, Garland. No runs. He allowed only 3 hits and no hits after the 2nd inning. He walked 5 and he struck out 3. So going back to the Marlins game on Tuesday night, Garland, the last 13 innings, has allowed 1 run and only 6 hits.
That's a good day in the big leagues. That's 2 great starts. And we also mentioned we've got a couple innings to go here, but in the last 3 starts, the Padres are 3-0 when John Garland starts, and Adrian Gonzalez is going to go out to first base. Shore up that defense on the infield.
And Gonzalez will hit in the pitcher's spot, with the pitcher inserted in the number 5 hole as Kyle Blanks comes out. Adams working to Counsell, then Braun and Fielder in the Milwaukee 8th inning. John Garland completing his work, and his ERA here at Petco drops to 0.47. And that's exactly why San Diego went out into the free agent market and grabbed Garland. Pitches his style certainly fits this ballpark. 1-1 to Counsell. He has a single in 3 trips. Pulls back and takes a strike. 1-2. Mike Adams, his 11th game of the year. We had the one bad game, bad outing in Cincinnati.
Your Victoriello broke his glove, I think.
Got the good stuff then, knocking the leather straps out of the pocket. Yeah. Adams losing that game in Cincinnati, unable to hold the lead on Sunday ago. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He knocks down Counsell. Brings up Ryan Braun, who has walked twice and popped up.
Well, that strikeout from Mike Adams seems to be a story as well. Every time he toes the slab, he struck out at least one batter in each of his 10 outings this season.
Total of 14 in 10 innings. And one assumes that Heath Bell would come in to work the 9th inning. Maybe not. A 5-0 game. There's no save involved. Maybe Adams to work the final couple innings if he's on his game. Braun swings and misses.
You know, you look at the schedule, excuse me, Dick, but the next off day is that travel day to Houston on Thursday. So it's also bullpen management for Buddy Black with the 5-0 lead, who will pitch that 9th inning.
High fly, slice down the right field line. A long run for Venable, but he won't get there. It's one row back in, and Karam's well back into the crowd. Well, this Milwaukee team comes into Petco on Thursday night, leading the National League in runs scored. Team batting average of almost 280, 26 home runs. And they have scored in 4 games 2 runs, both on solo home runs. Shut out 9-0, 3-0. Squeak out a 2-1 win last night. And are scoreless with 1 out in the 8th inning today. They've run into a buzzsaw pitching staff. Ground ball, weakly hit to Gonzalez, flips to Adams. You won't get Braun to make an easier out than that.
Well, you said it the other night, Dick. Good pitching will beat good hitting any day of the week. We all know that. And that's proven here at Petco Park with this Padre pitching staff against this Milwaukee Brewer offense.
Well, after 2 shutouts to start the series, I was curious about your record as a shutout pitcher.
Really?
And it appears that in 233 career games, you were involved in 4 shutout games. And look at that bottom line. I saved that for you. Remember Atlanta? You went all the way. You're shut up. 1 major league shutout.
I do remember that day. Braves were slumping big time when they came to San Diego for that series.
Here's Prince Fielder.
Well, leave it to Chiron Bob, huh? To find all those little nuggets. He's the best.
Prince Fielder 0 for 3 and 2 for 14 in the series. A 1-0 pitch from Adams. Oh, that bottom fell out of that changeup.
That was a dandy of a changeup. Arm action, looks like a fastball. Dips down and away from the lefty. Perfectly placed.
Shift on was Zawadzki, the second baseman, playing shallow right field. Missed with a fastball, gunned at 95. Look at that alignment for Fielder. Only Headley on the left side of the infield. Jerry Hairston swinging over on the second base side. Gonzalez very deep at first, guarding the line, and Zawadzki in shallow right. Out of play. That one goes all the way upstairs. Well, we started at the beginning of the season talking about the potential of the Padres, this swipe and swat. Remember?
That's right.
It's happened today, Sunday. Swipe and swat.
Swipe and swat Sundays?
4, along with Military Sunday.
Yeah.
4 swipes and 2 swats. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Frozen was Fields. 2 strikeouts for Adams and a 1. To you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. There's Parra's numbers. He'll face Adrian Gonzalez, batting in the 9th spot in the order. Then the top of the order, Gwynn and Jerry Hairston. And there is the comparison. Gonzalez since 2007. He's been the Iron Man for the Padres. Rarely comes out. 503 games. He's missed only 4 times.
Yeah, he wants to play every day. According to Adrian Gonzalez, his off days are scheduled off days. He wants to get out there.
Left the game prematurely last night, given the heave-ho by Rob Drake. First time ever rejected out of a major league game. 1 strike the count. Fouls it away. I asked him how would he handle his play today if he did get in the game in terms of the umpires and all the rest. He said as if nothing happened last night. I mean, it's over. I mean, you erase that. It wasn't the most pleasant experience. I did nothing wrong, I felt. But you go on. New day. Let's go get him, huh? Hum baby.
Shoot, rock, fire.
And he comes out hitting. That was through the 6 hole. As they had the shift on, right where the shortstop normally would be playing.
Usually when Adrian hits the ball on the ground, I mean, that was a 1 hopper through the left side, but usually it's pulled, and he beat the shift.
Yeah, the more you watch him play and the more you're around him, he's such a total professional. Gwynn, 2 for 4, including an RBI triple. And a stolen base. No stolen base today. Hairston with a stolen base. Headley with another stolen base. Venable with a stolen base. Hairston with 2 stolen bases. Scott Hairston. Count goes to 2-1. Tony.
Remember the lefty Randy Wolf pitched Tony Gwynn away, away, away. Parra seems like he's doing the same thing, away. Fastballs and breaking balls alike.
Parra's had a good season so far.
It is again.
Outside corner. '27-year-old left-hander that was born in Sacramento, still lives up in the Sacramento area, Roseville. 9 games, 11 2/3 innings. He's allowed only 1 earned run. Count goes full. Curveball down in the dirt. Yeah, good news last night for the Brewers and Trevor Hoffman, a local favorite, and all he's done here in San Diego. And a lot of people are questioning, as he threw 42 and not having a good season. Check swing, and it's ball 4. So a single and a walk, 2 on with no one out here in the 8th inning. And Trevor came in to seal the win last night, pick up the save in a tough 2-1 game. Not that he needs his confidence restored, but I think all of those who understand the situation, time gets them all.
Sure.
Sooner or later, and at 42, you wonder how long he can continue to pitch effectively, and arrived here after blowing 2 saves, giving up twice as many home runs in 1 month as he gave up all last year, and then he comes in, looked like the old Trevor to me last night.
Had location of the fastball and threw some nice nasty changeups.
2 on, no one out. Jerry Hairston takes a strike. He's 0 for 4 on the afternoon. His brother Scott is the one that's had the fun. Scott singled to drive in a run, solo home run, walked and scored, and has stolen a base. Change up floating outside, 1-1. Parra attended American River Junior College up in the Sacramento area. Swing and a miss. Parra lists his hobbies as darts and poker, but not necessarily at the same time.
Darts is a very underrated game. I like darts. Great game. To have a social sparkler or 2 with your buddies. Just make sure you focus on that board and then don't go off, after a few of them.
You'd be big down under. That's their national sport down there in Australia. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-0. Padres in the lead, trying to pick up some more here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Backs away from the fastball. Parra is a converted starter. He started for the Brewers 2008 and 2009, was 21 and 19. Another pitch low and inside. A good stop by Katara, so the count full again. Adrian Gonzalez in his only at bat, singling into left field, beating the shift. Tony Gwynn works a walk. And now 3-2 to Jerry Hairston. Jerry Wayne Hairston Jr. Way out in front of that pitch from Parra.
Oh, he likes the ball inside. There's no doubt about that. And Scott Hairston, his brother, likes the ball inside. And he proved that he can do a lot with it. The home run last night, pitch inside. The home run today, a pitch inside. And he put it outside.
and just inside the foul pole.
That's right.
You got to be an outside inside hitter here. 3-2 again. Runners take their lead. And there's a line drive base hit to left field. He pulled that one. Here comes Gonzalez around to score. 6-0 San Diego. Buddy Black's resilient Padres lost a tough one last night, 2-1. Come out swinging on Sunday. Hairston's 6th RBI.
Good at bat by Jerry, taking the breaking ball down and spanking it through that hole on the left side and adding on late once again.
Hairston now at first. We're at second is Gwynn. Headley now has been hitting right, then left, now right again. Looking for his first hit of the afternoon. 0 for 3 and a walk. Padres with a total of 9 hits. Conference at the mound. There is a right-hander starting to work in the bullpen. Todd Coffey. Still no one out here in the 8th. Ground ball. Ooh, just foul past third. Brother of Trevor, Glenn Hoffman, waving that one by. Glenn, talking to him yesterday with his brother here in town, and their dad Ed was the singing usher at Anaheim Stadium when I was doing the Angel game. Little broken bat looper, an infield looper. The throw gets Headley at first. Almost a Texas League infielder. That serves as a bunt. Both runners move up 90.
Now that is getting in the kitchen. That is rattling those pots and pans. Parra just burying that pitch on the inside part of the plate and snapping that bat. Oh, that's down below the label. That's down near the pine tar. But it moves everybody up.
So with 1 out, 2 men in scoring position. Went over to third. Jerry Hairston at second. And Scott Hairston has a chance to have a really big day. He's got 2 RBIs. He scored twice, homered and singled, and walked, and stolen a base. And he will face a new pitcher as Ken Maka makes that slow managerial walk that means change to the mound. And this pitching change is brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson. Our Lolita's pitcher profile is brought to you by Lolita's Restaurant at the park, where you can enjoy a wonderful evening. As you know, happy hour at Lolita's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 days a week.
Always.
All 7 of them. You bet. And the new pitcher is Todd Coffey. Coffey, a North Carolinian, 6'4", 241, 29 years of age. And we have a situation here with Scott Hairston up and brother Jerry Hairston in scoring position for a Bro BI. Giles brothers, they're Bro BIs. Gonzalez brothers with a total of 21. And we had our first Hairston Bro BI the other night.
I like that.
Check swing. Fooled with Scott Hairston. He was guessing and misdirected on that one. Struck out his first time up today, singled in a run in the 3rd, home run in the 5th, and walked and scored in the 7th inning.
Well, Ken Maka bringing the infield in.
6-0 game. 1 out, bases with runners at 2nd and 3rd at first base open. You wonder how seriously they'll pitch to Scott Hairston. Matt Stairs waits in the on deck circle. That's a pitcher's spot, 5th in the batting order.
Coffey's a 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball, slider, and a change. Mid-90s on that fastball.
Chop to 3rd. They tag the runner. He's out at 3rd. The throw is high. Gets away. And the runners will hold at 2nd and 3rd on the advance. As McGee made a good play to glove the ball and still tag out the runner at 3rd base. That was Gwynn. And then the E5 allows Scott Hairston to reach safely at first base and in fact around to 2nd base.
So it works as a wash for San Diego. Milwaukee gets the out at 3rd. On the error, everybody moves up. It's 2nd and 3rd. Here's the first part of the play. High chopper and just placed perfectly. Gets Tony Gwynn on the back pocket.
Air mails the throw over fielder's head. So the Hairstons now are in scoring position. Jerry at 3rd, Scott at 2nd, 2 out. And Matt Stairs batting for Adams. Or Matt Stairs looking at 4 outside pitches for Adams to load the bases. No pitch to Torrealba. Well, Ken Maka and the Brewers playing this as if it were a scoreless tie, not a 6-0 game. Ever hopeful that his bats that have been so productive this year will come alive. Thus far, only 2 runs for the Brewers in 35 innings. So the pillow's full of Padres.
I like that.
A little alliteration.
Yeah. Sacks, pillows, stations,
bags, bases.
Yep.
Yeah, I ask, I've been asking players, what's the new language? And they'll say, no, that's it. And in a way, that's the charm. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
Pretty well covered. In other sports, you get, new expressions. Torrealba takes a strike. The only one that some of the younger guys are using, and I guess it's popular, I don't particularly care for it, is instead of a home run, it's yard. And, I can understand ball yard, but if it leaves the park, it isn't in the yard anymore. It's, in the stands. So shouldn't it be stands?
Hey, start a new one.
Chopped toward 3rd. That's going to be tough. Swinging bunt. The throw to first. Thrown away. 1 run scores. 2 runs are in. Here comes a third. No, holding at 3rd is Matt Stairs. As a very tough chance on the swinging bunt. You couldn't have rolled that one out there better for Torrealba. 8-0 San Diego. Buddy Black saying, now that's how I taught you how to hit right there. Hit him right there where the pitcher, Coffey, off balance. Boy, that's Coffey with no cream and sugar. Throws that one into right field. I'm sorry.
No, that was
late. It's Sunday.
That was good.
You got to give Torrealba a hit.
That's decaf coffee right there. Huh? But you know what, though, seriously?
Doesn't want to come up.
I mean, for the Padres, it's nice to see the wheels come off on the other side. I mean, how many times have we seen it work against San Diego?
Torrealba will get at least one RBI. We'll get an RBI. The other run comes around on the air. Jerry Hairston scores on the infield hit. Scott Hairston comes around on the air. Venable came into the game as a defensive replacement and delivered a single RBI in the last inning. Second error of the inning for Milwaukee. Runners still in scoring position, second and third. 1-1 the count. Fouled away. Matt Steers at third, Torrealba at second. (9-0) in the opener. Padres 3-0 in the Friday night game. They lost 2-1 to Milwaukee last night. Now 8-0 as Venable goes hunting and can't find the high fastball. But 8 men come to bat in the 8th inning, and the Padres. The fan of the game brought to you by Fan Diego, your energy savings expert. For locations, you visit fandiego.com. And folks, if you're into or need ceiling fans, easy. Go to Fan Diego. Lots of good fans here today, and they've been treated to an 8-0 lead. San Diego Padres. And the youngsters out. This photo day, they got those picture frames and took the photos of their favorite players out on the warning track before the game. Everyone's having a good time. Sean Gallagher, he is the only Padre pitcher who has not had a good time this year, and so Bud Black puts him in here in the 9th inning. Hope he can get a nice easy inning, build up some confidence. As you can see, his numbers are not attractive. Mike Adams goes a 1-2-3 8th inning, strikes out 2. Starts with a strike to Casey McGee, with Garrett and Inglet to follow. One and one.
You know, you make a good point, Dick, about the numbers for Sean Gallagher. And I mean, Sean knows what he has to do. Take it inning by inning, pitch by pitch. And slowly but surely, you get that rhythm, you get that confidence to where, you know, you want to get those numbers down. First and foremost, Sean Gallagher wants to get out of this game, keep it 8-0, and leave this game with a good feel.
Foul back. Well, Scott Hairston has had the Player of the Day award going for him. He's been on base 4 out of 5 times, scoring 3 runs today, hitting his 4th home run. Well, Sean Gallagher came to the Padres last year when they traded Hairston to Oakland. That was the deal where the Padres got 3 pitchers: Gallagher, Craig Italiano, and Ryan Webb for Scott. Two and 2 the count. 0 for 2 is McGee. Was fooled on the breaking ball, but it didn't quite catch the strike zone. McGee grounded twice to third and walked. Brewers have not had a base hit since the 2nd inning. Way upstairs, ball 4. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, but way high. Adrian Gonzalez comes over from first base just to say, come on now, 8-0. You know, just give them your good stuff. You know, no need to walk anybody. Jody Garrett, 1 for 3. Singled in the first, grounded out twice, facing John Garland. Padres leading the major leagues with 5 shutouts, going for 6. There goes the runner uncontested. He'll have to go back on the foul tip. Parra charged with all three of the runs in that last inning. 2 will be earned. Runner again goes, and the pitch is high and away. Torrealba out to well, they patted him on the back. I think the next level is scold him a little bit. Come on now, hey, Sunday, got dinner plans.
With that runner at second base as well, go over a series of signs. But yeah, Sean knows that he wants to go after these guys, get right back, get 3 quick outs, end this ball game, keep it 8-0. I mean, the shutout would be nice. I mean, the victory's obviously what you need, but the shutout would be just an extra, because they're getting their wires crossed here.
I'm looking at your book now. Uncontested play where the runner goes to second base. How do you score that?
I put, you know, I put DI, which means defensive indifference. That's the way I score it.
DI. Well, we got some DIs up there in right field.
Yeah, that's right.
Defensive indifference. Swing and a foul tip out of the glove of Torrealba.
How about Milwaukee? 0 for their last 17 with runners in scoring position. Hopefully that goes 0 for 18, 0 for 19, and 0 for 20. That means Gallagher would get the next 3 guys out, right?
Chop to third.
There's 1/3 of the equation. So that's over 18 now, correct? I'm a quick learner, aren't I?
I'm just flabbergasted. I'm
How would you grade
speechless,
me, Mr. Enberg, on my if I were a student in your class?
I was a tough grader.
I know you were.
I wasn't real popular with the way I graded. I mean, you don't need a grade. I mean, you're a professional broadcaster, a former major league player. I mean, who am I to grade you?
I want to get better.
Well, that's something we're all aiming for. I mean, I'm still waiting to have my the best game. It's been over 50 years. I'm looking for that best game. Not a bad thing, huh? To want to be better.
Absolutely.
My dad told me something once I didn't like hearing it at the time. So we're watching Joe Englert here. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. He was a tough old Finlander, and he wasn't quick in praise, or hardly ever praised. You knew he loved you, and he went to the games, but never gave you that pat on the back, and I was always aching to get it. And finally, I had a really good game in high school, a really good game. Came home, and I knew this would be the time. Pitch to Englert. Pop toward left, toward the line, sprinting is Hairston, and makes the catch in fair territory. We're down to the final out. And to make it quickly here, that instead of praise, I started begging for something, and he realized what I was after, and he said, "Hey, listen, I was just a senior in high school. The day you're so good that you can't improve, you can only go one way, and that's back down." So that was my praise. It was a piece of philosophy. And it's lived with me my entire life. You don't go up if you don't try harder.
That's right.
So here's George Gutierrez. And Gallagher trying to work out of the ninth inning. A walk and a move up on a defensive indifference. Corey Hart is the batter. Excuse me, Corey Hart is on deck. Two 2-0 on Hart, or on Gutierrez rather. And Gallagher falls to 3-0. Gutierrez has walked, grounded out, sent a long fly to center field. That was that nice running catch by Tony Gwynn back in the 7th inning as he outran the ball. And a 4-pitch walk to the catcher of the Brewers. So a couple of walks from Gallagher. That's been his undoing, and having some troubles here in the young season. And now Corey Hart batting in the pitcher's spot. 2 on, 2 out in an 8-0 game. Starting right fielder the first 3 games of this series takes a strike. Big man has some power. 3 home runs this year. 11 runs batted in. 1 strike pitch. He bends in the slider. Not quite there. Now that's the kind of pitch. When you're throwing strikes, you get that as a strike. If you're walking people, then the umpire won't give it to you. 1-1.
You're right. You have to prove to the umpire that you can throw that pitch 1 ball or a half a ball off the outside or inside part of the plate. If you're throwing it in the dirt all the time or up and out of the zone, you're not going to get that close call as you mentioned.
McGee at second. Gutierrez at first, and a big swing by Hart. And the Brewers are down to their final strike, as the Padres a strike away from shutting out the top scoring team in the National League 3 times in this 4-game series. Fans ready to give that final cheer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a check swing foul. Garland for 7. Adams
for 1, and now Gallagher here in the 9th. And again, that pitch right there, but not good enough to be called a strike by Joe West, especially a strike that would end the game. He's going to have to throw a good strike. 3-2. The runners will be off. Foul back. Fans cheering the foul ball. They're cheering before Corey Hart took a swing. A remarkable, puzzling series. And if ever you thought good pitching won't beat good hitting, then just take a look at the 4 games of this series. 3-2. Off they go again. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded with walks. On the other hand, pitching that isn't good can get you in some difficulty, and not that the lead's in jeopardy here at 8-0, but 3 walks in the 9th inning and 1 swing, and the lead can be cut in half.
You know what, folks, I can speak from experience. Nobody wants to get out of this mess more than Sean Gallagher, and it's not like he's trying to pitch 2-0.
No.
Hey, Sean, you like pitch? Oh, I love pitching 2-0. 3-1, you kidding me? It's the best way to pitch. Throw him a fastball, have him rip it. Of course not. He wants to get ahead. But sometimes it's just, between the ears, you try a little bit too hard. Next thing you know, you are 2-0. That's another guy, when we talk about stuff, and this is Joe Thatcher heating up in the Padre bullpen. Darren Balsley said, on the side, he's got great stuff. It's just incorporating it into the game.
Ball 1. Ricky Weeks with home run power. He's 0 for 4 today. 3 for 17 in the series, but one of the 3 a home run. 2-0. That home plate is jumping on Sean Gallagher. Three and 0. Fastball way upstairs. Well, the next batter is left-handed hitting Craig Counsell. One would think Joe Thatcher will be called in if Gallagher can't get this man out. And he's 3-0 with the bases loaded. Strike 1.
Come on, Sean, make a pitch here, kid.
Popped up. High in the air toward right. In comes Venable. And the ball game is over. The Padres, with their 3rd shutout in the series, beat the Brewers 8-0. And Sean Gallagher gets that final out. 8-0 San Diego on Military Day. Mission accomplished for the Padres. And we'll be back with the final totals as the Padres maintain their hold on first place in the National League West.